And it's Tuesday at Putin on Blast Week. And what do we have today? Even Mother Nature hates Putin. Been kind of a wet October, and Rasputitsa coming back. It's what they call the mud season. And this is a season when travel on unpaved roads and across open country is very difficult. You can find pictures from World War II where German tanks were stuck up to their decks in mud. Let's put it this way. It's been nicknamed General Mud and Marshal Mud. It puts pretty much everybody in a defensive position until the ground freezes, and you have trench warfare and artillery exchanges. Especially wheeled vehicles, which a lot of the armored personnel carriers of both sides are wheeled. It can be hard going, but we have yet to see what modern technology can do in such a muddy environment. Putin faces another setback in the Ukraine war. That's from Newsweek. They're targeting energy supplies, causing civilians to freeze and starve, but, he doesn't mind committing war crimes. It's kind of his thing. The Poland Center for Numerical Weather Prediction of the Institute of Meteorology and Water Management. That's a mouthful. Shows that Europe can expect a mild winter and pretty much neutralizes Putin's plan of hybrid warfare. Can't weaponize energy if they don't need that much of it. Though it's still going to be a long winter in Europe. There's no doubt about that. According to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, the weather is going to complicate the southern counteroffensive, but there's been news stories out today that Russia has moved a lot of their forces that they pulled out of Kherson to Donetsk and Luhansk and are trying to battle back for ground over there. Be interesting to see how that one plays out. The terrain down south is mostly wide open. That's the breadbasket. That's where they grow all the wheat and other vegetable crops, grain crops. With a lot of irrigation ditches and water supply channels, they can be used like trenches. You don't have to dig them. They're already there. It makes it convenient for the Russians. So this remains to be seen how this weather is going to turn out. But certainly in the south, the Russians are not going to be on the advance. They've already pulled out of most of Kherson city. I don't know what's going on. It remains to be seen. Luhansk and Donetsk, the Donbass area, is mostly industrialized. It's not like the south where it's open country, great for farming. This could be a real punching match up there. But the other side of that is Ukrainians have the advantage of being able to use their road and rail system to move forces, equipment from the Kherson area to the Donbass. So starting a major offensive up there, or counter offensive, if that's such a thing, by the Russians is questionable as to how it's going to play out. They made big gains early in the war because, the Ukrainians didn't know where the attack was going to come from. Was it going to come out of Belarus? Was it going to come out of Russia? Was it going to come out of Crimea? Well, that's what helped the Russians make all their big gains early on. There's no question about what's going to happen now. Belarus has said they will not get involved. They'll let Russia stage out of there, but not fight out of there. And it's coming into the season where they're going to be roadbound again. They would have been roadbound anyway. It's fairly marshy territory up there. And if they decide to try to come barreling out of Belarus into Ukraine, they're walking right back into the same screw up they walked into at the start of the war. So pretty much everything's going to be coming out of the east. And now Ukraine knows where the fight's going to be. They can marshal their forces, and Russia's probably going to take an even bigger pace than they already did. They're three deep in lines, primarily the prison recruits on the front line, the draftees on the second line. Draftees shoot the convicts, and they try to retreat. Then they've got the mercenaries behind the draftees, and if they try to retreat, mercenaries shoot them. This actually sounds like a great way to get a lot of people taken as prisoner of war, because hey, if I can't retreat when I'm getting ready to be overwhelmed, all I can do is shoot till my magazine's empty and then lay down arms. Because if I try to retreat, I'm going to be killed. By my own side, no less. Well, that's it. Mother Nature hates Putin, and so do a lot of other people. This is going to be a short one today. Have a good day. Be safe. Drink one for me, and I'll be back tomorrow. Please like and subscribe, comment. YouTube loves that stuff, and that's the only way they'll give me more exposure on their recommended list is when people like, subscribe, and comment. It's called audience engagement. Well, anyways, you have a good one. I'm out of here. See you tomorrow.